Hello loves, welcome to another video on the Messy Edit. So today's video, from what you've seen in the thumbnail and the title, is how I got my Angolan visa. So yes, I got my Angolan visa. I literally just got back from the embassy. I got it. So I'm just giving you tips on how to apply for an Angolan visa from Nigeria. I can't talk about all the visa types. I'll just talk about the particular visa that I got, and how to go about getting it, the things that you need to apply for the visa, where you need to go, and things like that. So if you're looking to apply for an Angolan visa, this is the video that you should watch. If you know anybody who needs to apply for an Angolan visa, share this video to them. And yeah, let's get to it. First things first, as at the time of recording this video, there are two places where you can apply for your Angolan visa. There's the embassy in Abuja, then there's also a Lagos office. So the thing is, prior to applying, I searched online for the embassy address in Lagos, Angola embassy in Lagos, so any address, right? Any office of Angola embassy in Lagos, and I saw an address, and it turns out that they are no longer in that address. So if you've tried to search for them in Lagos and you've gone to an address where they are not located, that's an old address. So what I did was, I had to tell a friend to go to their office, the main embassy in Abuja. At that office, they now directed her, told her that there's actually an office in Lagos. They gave her the address, they wrote down the address. I gave her the list of requirements required to apply for different categories of visas. So she sent it to me. I went to the address in Lagos, and voila, they were actually there. And it was so interesting because you would never find this address online, but it's actually a legit Angolan embassy office in Lagos. So I went in there, I had the list of requirements for things that I needed to apply. For the tourist visa, you can get a couple of months, I think 3 to 4 months, about that, but to take a processing time of 1 month, 3 to 4 weeks. Could be shorter, but they will tell you that they would need to process for that period of time. So mine was a bit tricky because I was going on another trip. I was going to the UK. For those of you who follow me, you would know that I was in Scotland and in the UK a few weeks ago. So I couldn't apply for the tourist visa because that would mean that I would have to drop my passport with them, but I needed my passport for another trip, right? So I had to opt for the short stay visa. The short stay visa gives you about 10 days in Angola, which is perfect for me, really. I'm going there for something quick, for work, which will only take about 5 days, so I don't need so many days anyway. The tourist visa will take you, sorry, not the tourist visa, the short stay visa will take you about a week application time. Let's say a week to 2 weeks, but it's always good to give a leeway, right? So I went in there. The things I needed, I will list it here for you. I needed a bank statements, so I gave them 6 months bank statements. They didn't really specify how many months, but I mean, typical when you're applying for visas and things like that, you require 6 months, right? So I gave them 6 months bank statements. I had to get a letter of invitation from my company saying that I would be going there, saying that they would cover my living expenses and things like that. I also had to get a letter of invitation from a company in Angola, so that's very, very, very important. The company would have to issue you with that LOI and run you through the home office in Angola, have them stamp it, and there's a whole process. So that is very, very important. So the company has to be a company in Angola, saying that you're coming over, and then they would pass your details to their home office. The home office would they would stamp it and acknowledge that yes, an LOI is being issued to you. So that was something else that was very, very important. Something else I needed was 2 passport photographs, easy to get. I sent that as well. I needed my flight tickets and accommodation. To be very, very safe, and which was very, very risky on my part, I actually had the tickets booked and paid for, the accommodation booked and paid for. So which is why I needed to get this visa back like today, because the trip is actually next tomorrow, right? So you need to show them a confirmation. I don't think that's actually a requirement, because when I told the lady at the embassy, she said, oh, I shouldn't have paid for the tickets, I should just reserved and made a booking. So I don't think you need to have this paid for. Actually, I thought that I needed to have confirmed and paid for tickets and accommodation. That's why I did that, but I don't think you need to do that. So that was something else that I submitted. I also gave them copies of my yellow card, yellow fever card. It's up to date. Give them copies of the vaccines that I've taken, copies of that, put that in as well. And I also put in a copy of my biodata page of my passport. Besides that, I put in scans of my other visas. I mean, just because I just put it in there, and stamps of me leaving and entering Nigeria. You know, usually when you're applying for UK visa, they ask you for trips to other countries and the dates, right? So I just followed the same thing here, put in the stamps of the other visas that I have applied for and things like, so not visas, sorry, the stamps of trips that I have made, right, at the border here and the border there as well. So all the stamps, I put that in there as well. Made the application, did my biometrics. So they will take your, once you, the day you're making the application, they will take your biometrics, your prints, you know, your photo, your signature, things like that, and give you a slip and tell you when to come back for your visa. So yeah, went back with my slip and handed it over, and yeah, they gave me my passport stamped. But the thing about this particular visa, this short stay visa, is you have to apply for it closer to the time that you're traveling, right? So if you're traveling on, say, the 3rd of the month, right, you need to apply and get your passport back, say, on the 1st or on the 2nd, as close to your travel date as possible, because as soon as it is stamped, it literally starts running. My trip is on Saturday, today is Thursday, but it has commenced already. So the visa is valid from today till the 15th, so meaning that the clock is on immediately you get your short stay visa. So that's a super tip for you. Apply as close to your travel date as possible, giving enough time for processing. Of course, you need to pick up your passports. Okay, I think I should put it this way: you need to pick up your passport as close to your travel date as possible. And what makes it easier is that they ask you, so when you're making the application, they ask you your travel date, right? So that way they give you your visa as close to that travel date as possible. So that's pretty much it, short and sweet. I think it was a seamless process. Honestly, it was a seamless process. It was quite organized. The only bit that was a bit of a hassle for me was when I had to find the embassy in Lagos, you know, and there was a protest around that time, so I couldn't really go out, and my friend Abuja couldn't really come out, so it was just a bit of a hassle because the address on the internet was not updated. So that's my tip for whoever is watching that is from from the embassy: try to update the address online. So it was a seamless process, everything was great, no issues at all. So if you need to apply for your visas, this is your sign to do so. Just have all the requirements, and of course, go in and out when you say you want to go in and out, right? So that's a major thing, not just Angolan visa anyway. I think all countries, when you apply for a visa, you go in and you come out when you're supposed to come out, right? So that's pretty much. If you have any questions, let me know. I will try to do some vlogs when I get to Angola. It's my first time, so I'm really excited. I've always wanted to go to Angola. I do Latin dance, right? So kizomba and things like that, and I hear that Angola is the home of kizomba, so I'm waiting. I can't wait to do some kizomba in Angola. I can't wait to also experience the people, the culture, the food, and of course, very importantly, get some work done, because that's what I'm actually going for. All right, guys, take care. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. Also like this video so that the algorithm can help us with our reach, help us reach other people. Guys, take care. Bye.